Kadosh, Boker Or Bekiim Bahalacha, day 29, Halacha Yud Zayin 17. Our custom is to say, Befinu Ufifiyot Hamecha Bet Yisrael, in our mouths and the mouths of your nation, the household of Yisrael. So if you look in number 78, the response to Talmud Lev stated that it's more grammatically correct to say, Ufi Kol Hamecha Yisrael. Okay, but the one must not protest anyone that continues saying Ufifiyot. Right, since he's grown accustomed to it. Maran Shalom though refuted this leniency, demonstrating that Rabbeinu Aaron Levi and Rabbi David Budaham also say that it's supposed to be Befinu Ufiviyot Mechabitzel, and the text in the prayer book of Rabbi Gaon is Befinu Ufiviyot Mechabitzel. Okay, in other words, the Rishonim use in this term also a single letter Fe. On the other hand, the Machzor Vitri, Rav Yitzchak Lefasi, and the Rambam all have Ufiviyot, which is in plural. So likewise, Yom Kippur prayer, also the Kohen Gadol says, Heyem pifiyot shluchei mechabet Yisrael. So therefore, you could do it without any problem. Okay? So finu pifiyot mechabet Yisrael, kulanu yudei shemecha v'nodot yudei lishma. Fine. Halacha Yud 8, right? Yud 8, right? Yud Chet. 18. Okay? The preferred text is to say, V'niyanachnu v'tzetzeenu 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 mechabet Yisrael. So that we, our offspring, and our offspring's offspring, the offsprings of your nation, the household of Israel. And this text follows the teachings of the Gemara Metzia. Whoever merits to see his son and son's sons toiling in Torah study can be rest assured that it'll never cease from him, right? That it'll never go away from them for all generations. This is based on the pasuk in the Uval Etzion. What is the significance of the words says Hashem? Right? Amar Hashem me'atav ad olam. It means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, I guarantee this, ani maftiach et zeh. And what's the significance of me'atav ad olam, from now and forever? So he comes and he says, Rabbi Yirmiyah says it means from now on the Torah will automatically return to its host. Okay? Number 79, Lamata. Okay? This is the ruling of Rabbanan Nishol Tzion based on the Gemara in Brachot. And the text found in the works of Rabbeinu Yitzhak Elfasi, the Rif, Rabbeinu Asher, right? The Rosh, Rambam, Severamani, Rabbi David Uraham. He declared that based on the prayer books we printed in the land of Eretz Yisrael in the early years of 5700s, mistakenly it said Tzitzea Mechabit Yisrael. And they must restore it to the correct text, to its status, which was the universal, right? Basically, right after all, he said, he argued it is meritorious to bless the entire nation of Israel. When someone sincerely prays for someone else's needs, his own needs will likely be granted. You remember we learned that. That means, the Tavach Chaim Sofer comes and he says, a number of Achronim who included this phrase in the blessing. The Yafelelev also praised the text that included this phrase. Again, that you're saying all of them. You're saying all of them. So he says, nevertheless, in the introduction to the Ben Ish Chai, the Ben Ish Chai offers a prayer that says, so he comes and he says, Ben Ish Chai's ruling used this text for the blessing as well. This, however, contradicts the rulings of the Rishonim, and the Rishonim pointed out. Maran Rishonim constantly stressed at this point while teaching that every Jew is responsible to pray for the welfare of the entire nation of Israel. That means it's not only just Anachnu v'tzetzenu v'tzetzetzenu, זה tzitza mechabet Yisrael. זה מאוד חשוב תמיד להתפלל על tzitza kol am Yisrael, right? On all the children of Israel. Kol mechabet Yisrael. The Rambam's text is ufiyot amecha kol bet Yisrael, not kol amecha. Right? Or according to other ones, it's ufiyot kol amecha bet Yisrael. Right? Or he says it should continue with v'tzetzeh kol hamecha bet Yisrael or v'tzetzeh hamecha bet kol bet Yisrael. So each one is there. Okay? And then number 80. Number 80 comes and he says, the Bach comes and he says, what does it mean now when it says v'niyanachnu v'chol b'cha b'tzel, and then it says v'tzetzeh tzetzeenu? He says the word tzetzetzeh tzetzeenu is extra, since the word tzetzeenu automatically means your descendants of all generations. Meaning you don't have to say tzetzeeh tzetzeenu, but tzetzeenu ze kvar kol adorot habayim. אתה לא צריך להגיד צאצאינו, בגלל זה כבר, צאצאינו זה כבר כל הדורות. Okay, the Eliyahu Rabbah disagreed though with Magen Avraham, showing the Manhig and the Ham that they use this text, right, which was approved by the Bach. The Morutzia and the Eshel Avraham Wotrach also both approved of it as well. These Kitchuvot added several according to this list. At any rate, the custom that Sephardic Jews say is tzetzeenu. Okay? Fine, next, number Yutet, Halacha Yutet, number 19. The correct text is Kulanu Yodei Shemecha Velomedeh Toratecha Lishma. We should all know your name and study your Torah for its own sake, for Lishma. The mitzvah of Torah study has two goals: to learn, to know the Torah wisdom, and the other is the act of being occupied in Torah study. So the minute you have to learn and you have to know. So you have to be busy learning Torah, and you have to know Torah. Okay, 81. This explanation offered by Rav Yaakov Chaim Sofer, the Kav Chaim in the Rafika de Doraita. Yeah, exactly. So he says you have to know it and you have to be busy in it. One of the Torah commands with Imatem Otam is you have to study them. It means you have to occupy the study with them. And even if you forget everything immediately after learning, right? Doesn't matter. You fulfill the mitzvah. Anyone can fulfill the mitzvah, even if he's a simple regular Jew, and he could do it multiple times. The Shinantam means that you should be fluent in them, which means you have to be familiar and fluent with all of them. And the halachot of the Torah, our sages taught, right, that the Torah knowledge must be readily at the tip of one's tongue. So like that. So he says, at any question. Therefore, he comes and he says, right? He comes and he says like this. He says, therefore, the blessing refers to both of these commandments. Know your name refers to the mitzvah b'shinantam, while study of the Torah is for its own sake. So know your name, akavanah, that you know it, that it's mamash on the tip of your, that you have to mamash v'shinantam, has to be clear in your head. V'limatem is just another mitzvah. You just have to learn it all the time. Okay, the blessing refers to Torah knowledge as knowing your name. And the Rabbi explained based on the Zohar's teaching that every word of the Torah is an expression of the God's name, meaning the entire Torah is a shemot shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu's names of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So Arav Sofer added that this is the meaning when we say Ata kidashta et yom hashvi l'shimcha. What does that mean? You sanctify the seventh day of your name. The Midrash teaches that the Torah complained to HaKadosh Baruch Hu that once Bnei Yisrael go into Eretz Yisrael, everyone's going to be working, nobody's learning Torah. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu said the purpose of Shabbat is that way they can learn Torah. And that's why in order to learn your name, likewise, when we remove the Torah scroll from the ark, meaning כשאנחנו מוצאים את הספר תורה מהתיבה, מההיכל, אומרים, גדלו להשם את עירנו למה שמייחתיו. We're saying that when we read the Torah's passage, we're doing it with the name of Hashem. So he comes and he says, after the Torah reading, when we escort the Torah scroll back to the ark, we chant, Yahallu Hashem Hashem, ki nizkar shalom v'do. So therefore, once again, we refer to the Torah as reading Hashem's names. And therefore, this is the explanation of the Pasuk, as we mentioned in the preface of the Siman.